When I get out onto the track, I normally do a quick stride out, get the body moving, because we've just been sat in the core room for about 20 minutes. So after that stride, I get back to the blocks, and it's like a rule of thumb. You do 2 feet to the front and 3 to the back, but I add 2 extra fingers between each. So I'll do 2 feet and 2 fingers, 3 feet and 2 fingers to each block, and then do 1 or 2 push-outs. You kind of keep it simple, keep it light. You don't want to do a lot before you're about to race. You kind of clear your mind and you go with what you've got. You just clear it, and your instinct will take over at that point. And then halfway up the track, I say a little prayer, and then I walk back to my blocks, and then showtime. So the name Azoom, that's a funny story. I was actually at the track one day, and a couple came up to me, and they were like kind of like not making fun, but like having like a play on words, and like because I was like zoom in, then they were saying Azu, and then they like chucked it together, and Azoom was born. At first, I thought it was kind of cringe, but then yeah, kind of stuck with it, and most people call me that. So Azoom was born out of nothing. Yeah, the Zoomiverse is getting better and better, getting bigger and bigger.
Welcome back to the Zoomiverse.
Azu is starting to get into his running, and he's streaking away.
He's done it. It's simply awesome from the man they call Azu.
I think it's a real insight to me, and it's a real insight into my world. I've always wanted to do it, and I've always pushed it off and off and off, but this year I really thought, regardless of what happens, I'm going to document it. And I think if you go back and look through it, it's been some highs and there's been some lows.
In this heat, Jeremiah Azu, the European bronze medalist from Great Britain.
That day, I was feeling great in my warm-up, felt ready, felt confident. I went out there, and on the gun, I reacted to what I thought was the gun.
Oh, false start in the first of the 8 heats. Now then.
Thought I got out well. There wasn't even like, for a second, I wasn't like, oh, that was me. I was kind of like thinking, I don't know what happened. I was kind of just walking back, just with anyone else. And as I'm walking back, I see my face on the screen, and I'm like, there's no way. But yeah, we stand up, and they say, I think I was in lane 4 or 5, and they said, disqualify the athlete in lane, whatever.
Oh no, false start lane 4. Jeremiah Azu.
Of course, when they're playing it on the big screen in super slow-mo, it looks like way worse than it was. And I just went up to them and said I want to run under protest, and they were not having it. I was told like if I don't get off the track, my accreditation was going to get taken off me, and at that point, I knew I still had the relay to come, so I didn't want to jeopardize that for the team. So I decided to just get off the track. So that was my Olympic dream over. It would have been great to run, see what I could have put down on the track, and then get disqualified after. I think mentally I would have been able to handle that a bit more, but the fact that I wasn't able to show to myself and my family all the hard work that I put in, I think that was the biggest struggle. But it's part of life, and it's part of my story, so yeah, I'm sure in 4 years' time, or 3 years' time when we're in LA, we'll look back to it and all the pain will be worth it. It's actually raining that day, so I was trying my hardest to dry the baton in before we went off, and the gun's gone, and I'm putting my all into the curve. As we're changing, I see the Americans fumble their change.
Well, the Americans have had problems there. They really have. There's a real chance here for Great Britain.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, we're going to get a medal here. Because there was like 4 or 5 teams in the mix, and once you take the Americans out, they're like, on paper, they're the fastest 4 guys. So after I saw that, I was like, we're going to get a medal here. And I never run the way the baton goes. I always run back to the start of the block so I can see the finish. And as I'm running back, I just see Zarnal picking off people one at a time. And from where I was, I couldn't tell where he finished, but I knew we got a medal. So I just run over to him, and we're just like screaming, jubilating. We do our lap of honor. And as we get to the 100-meter start, my family's there, so I just embrace them. Yeah, it felt like a full circle moment, especially because the individual ended so sour for me. So it was nice to get that taste of a medal and share it with my family, share it with the guys that I've been working with for the last couple of years. And yes, for me, it was like the start of a great career. I think there's so much more I want to achieve, but it was nice to know that I'm on the right path and I'm picking up medals in the right places. decision to move home was not a light one. I think I had a great 2 years in Italy, but ultimately I had massive life changes going on. So I wanted to put my family as a priority and put my faith as a priority. Yeah, looking back, I think I made the right decision. It wasn't a light one, it wasn't an easy one. I think becoming a father for the first time comes with a lot of pressures, and ultimately I had to put that decision ahead of my track and field career. So that was probably the main and the biggest reason I had decided to move home. And looking at it from a track perspective, how my career started with Helen, how much confidence she filled me with, I think that's probably something that I didn't feel as I had as much as over the last 2 years. And I think even from a track perspective, I thought, give that a go again, see where it can take you, because athletics is such a confidence game, and if you're not running with confidence, it's a very difficult sport to be in. So there was a bunch of reasons, but I think ultimately becoming a father, I had to put that in front of my athletics. I could explain it to you, but words can't describe the feeling. I could make it sound so magical, but it's even better than I could put into words. The fact that someone now relies on you, eventually, hopefully they'll look up to you. I just want to inspire my little boy, which is why, another reason why I can train so hard. Becoming a father it's changed my life. It's changed my outlook on life. I think before I was very goal-driven, but now, like, all I want to do is just see my little boy happy. And yeah, it really gives you perspective and shows you how quick time flies. Even in the last 6 months, to see how much he's grown is quite scary. And I think when I reflect on my own life, to see how far and how quick the last 20 years has gone for me, it almost like puts a little bit of fear in me, because I know how quick he's going to grow up. And yeah, it just makes me want to cherish time even more, because a lot of people say it, but like, it's really over before you know it.
I became a dad 3 months before him, so I could see the signs of him starting to change and his mindset starting to change. But if you know Jez, he's always had a real good head on him anyway. He's been very humble, very down to earth, and he's always carried himself really well. So in a sense, he's not really changed. He's always been the same person. When we've had like kind of not deep conversations, it's probably like more like dad conversations. Like I've seen how his mindset has kind of changed and how he likes to kind of conduct himself and be the best person he can be, even more so. I feel like it's just changed, it's really intensified his morals and the way he wants to be even more, just to be as good as he can be.
Before getting to those races, it's the moments in training when it gets tough. You remember why you're doing it. And it's way bigger than me now, it's way bigger than my family. It's my own flesh and blood that I need to take care of and raise. And it's more than just being a successful athlete now. It's about inspiring the next generation, which is my own son.
Set.
I first met Helen in 2016 at a schools competition. She was there scouting young athletes. I was just there filling in for the school, filling in for numbers.
I saw him run in the Cardiff and Vale schools. I had a quick chat with him then, and then he was selected to run in the Welsh Schools Championships. And I happened to be flicking through all the results in the evening, and I saw the time he ran. I think it was 11:04. Big difference to when I saw him running in the local schools. And then got his number off the schools, rang him at 11 o'clock at night and said, Jez, you have to come down, you have to run. But he was asleep when I rang him, so it woke him up. Didn't know what he was saying. Probably I thought he'd even forget about it the following morning. So I rang him back the following morning and said, sorry about the late call, you need to come running, basically. And he said, oh yeah, okay. But he played a lot of football, so we didn't see him for a few weeks, and then he just strolled across the track and joined the group, basically, and that was it. He was, yeah, start from the beginning, really.
I feel like I've been given my own guardian angel when I'm with her. She makes me feel at ease, she makes me feel so calm in moments where there's a lot of pressure. And that's all you can really ask for from a coach. You want to feel secure in those moments, you want to feel strong in those moments, and she really does provide that for athletes.
I've always said that she's my track mum, but because she's a mum herself, I think she understands what pressures kids can have on them, like away on and off the track. So with that mother's mentality, I think she really just puts like an arm around us and just guides us really well through those moments, those tough moments, highs and lows. She's always there, and she's always got great wisdom on her head.
Keep pushing all the way. Push it.
It honestly is like we're a little family, like older brothers, younger brothers, like we can bounce off each other. It's just nice to have everyone believes in each other and wants everyone to do well. It's always about belief, belief, belief. You know how much work you've put in, and everyone's saying that to each other. So it just creates this mindset in the group of we can do whatever we want to achieve.
Indoors almost didn't happen for us. I was 2 days away of pulling out from the British champs. But luckily, my team gave me the confidence and allowed me to believe in myself that I'd be able to go there to the British champs and be competitive. And I was able to go there and win it. Then we went on to the Europeans. Once I won the British champs, I knew I was going to win the European indoors. And coming off the back of that, I was going into it with a lot of confidence. I just equaled my PB, and I knew I was in the shape to run something a lot quicker. And that's what I ended up doing, running 6:49, equaling the Welsh record. And in that moment, I knew I was going to go on to the World Championships. Not sure how it was going to go. I just wanted to go there and enjoy it. But once I landed in China, that feeling of I've got to leave with that gold just hit me. Going through the rounds, just feeling more and more confident, getting quicker each round, and in that final, winning by a 100th, I think it was. So it puts into perspective how fine the margins are, but I had the confidence in that final that I was going to leave with that gold. And Helen was out in China with me, so it was just our last conversation before I went into the call room, and she told me, you know you're going to win this. And hearing words like that just filled me with confidence and allowed me to get through and get the job done. Yeah, I kind of just let out a scream.
It's Azu! Yes, yes, yes!
But it was all just in the moment, just kind of an explosion. And yeah, it was a great feeling. It was great to know that I'm capable of mixing it in with the best in the world, and that's always what I've thought about myself, but it's nice to actually have the accolades to prove it.
He's now the world champion, as well as being a dad. What a few weeks it's been for this young man.
I'm just here with the best coach in the world.
And the best athletes in the world.
So talk me through it. What do you think?
I just think you're amazing.
Oh, I love it.
Your singing's not so great, mind. He's the best in the world.
Wow.
Simple.
Since January, the conversation me and Helen have had is to make the individual team for the 100. And we've kind of worked backwards from there. So we're approaching that point where we're fine-tuning things, and all the bulk of the work's been done. Now it's just about getting sharper and sharper towards Tokyo, so I can arrive in the best possible shape. I think the biggest one would definitely be the British champs. That's like the be-all and end-all. But before that, we had the London Diamond League, which was huge for relays, and I also ran the 100. I think that was where the year kind of started to click for me. It was a great race, it was a great field, and it was cool to be in that stadium with all the British fans. It's always amazing to run in London, and I can't wait for it next year. There's a lot of different names in the mix this year. Naturally, you've got Zarnell, he's the British record holder. Louis Hinchcliffe was last year's British Championship, but I'm working towards getting that spot and mixing it with the best in the world. The goal in my mind was to win it, definitely. I always enter any championships wanting to win it. I think I'm someone that likes competition. I enjoy the challenge. I always speak to myself in those moments, and I like to ask myself, are you really as good as you think you are? And I think in those moments I find out whether it's yes or no on that day. I had the confidence that it was a championships and I know I can raise my game for those. I told myself before the final that I was born for this, and it's a phrase that I've kind of used since, and I showed to myself that when the pressure's on, regardless of the approach to it, I'm able to show up when it matters. But it would have been nice to get the victory. I ended up coming second to Zana, who's run really quick this year, so I'm definitely in a good place and running with confidence, which is the most important thing for me, because it's such a confidence game, and being able to stand on the line knowing that I can deliver my best when it matters is a great feeling. To finish the full story circle of the heartbreak of last year, so I think that's what my heart is set on right now.